I have an iPhone. He has an Android. I get annoyed if I know somebody doesn't have an iPhone and I realize I can't FaceTime with you. Now I have to download another app or figure out another way to talk to you through video chat.
I am not a fan of iPhones. Put it out there because I hate when people say, "Oh, I have an iPhone." And you ain't no one special. It's like, forget an iPhone. iPhones suck. I'm sorry. I don't understand them at all.
Hello, somebodies. Welcome to the channel for all you newbies and for all you returners. Hey, thank you. Today is Christmas, so Merry Christmas to you all. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, Jay, I miss you even when I'm not horny. Now, for me, at the beginning of my marriage, it was all about knocking it out, as they say. I don't know if the kids still say that, but that's what I used to say. Getting jiggy with it. Well, maybe I shouldn't use that term after what's happened, but that's essentially what I thought love and being in love was all about. Being able to knock the boots with your wife. But as you continue to grow together and you keep moving along in the marriage, you're going to realize that you're going to need a deeper connection than just the physical. And I feel that is really what love is all about. You still want to be with the person even if you're not going to get any nookie, as Limp Bizkit would say. So let's just leave it at that.
I thought it was funny. I was thinking to myself initially, that's true love, where you're not just trying to smash. That's the correct term I believe they're using nowadays. Smash. Right? So I thought that was funny. I looked at it, I was like, I can see that. It's like, I love you, even but I'm not trying to get none. So I was like, okay, cool. I can understand it. I just thought it was funny.
If a woman says do what you want, do not do what you want. Stand still. Do not blink. Do not answer. Don't even breathe. Just play dead. That is 100% truth. Women feel that they're telling us exactly what they want us to do. No. Women are cryptic. This, along with "I'm fine," you really have to try to read woman. It's like caveman, read woman. So, when it's simple like this, read your wife's body language. That is key for anything that she says. Because even if it sounds nice, what does your wife look like? That's what matters.
So as I'm looking at this, I'm just looking at the expression on her face. It's like, it doesn't matter what you say, what you do. It's like, no. The answer is no. It's like, I have to read this a couple of times, and I was like, I would be very unhappy, and I couldn't deal with this. It's like, you can't just say, do what you want. Like, if you say I'm going to do what you want, I'm going to do what I want. It's like, don't tell me do what you want, and then it's like, I actually want you to do this, and that. I'm like, no, that's not what you said, and that's not how I take it. So I'm a very literal person. So if you say, do what you want, I'm not reading between the lines. I ain't got time to play these games about reading between lines. You want me to do something? Tell me exactly that, not, do what you want, but I really want you to do this.
I love you enough to make our iPhone-Samsung relationship work. Now, of course, this is for marriages, but I brought this up for Jay and I because I have an iPhone, he has an Android, I think he has a Samsung, but I'm sure he'll say once I kick it off to him. Yes, phones are a big deal because, quite frankly, I get annoyed if I know somebody doesn't have an iPhone and I realize I can't FaceTime with you. Now I have to download another app or figure out another way to talk to you through video chat. That does tend to be a priority for some relationships, some couples. I don't know if it's a deal breaker, but it is a big deal. And I know there's some marriages and relationships where the other one converts. So that does tend to happen. But marriages can work if you really put in the effort. It can happen. You see, Jay and I, we are different, but we don't let it get in the way. At least not in front of the camera.
Yeah, I do. I'm an Android person. I am not a fan of iPhones. Put it out there because I hate when people say, "Oh, I have an iPhone." And you ain't no one special. It's like, forget an iPhone. Okay, forget an iPhone because I hate hearing it when I'm at work. So yes, I do have a Samsung, and I'm like, what we had like with my wife and I, we were at like a high school reunion event, and someone tried to send her a photo. I think what do you guys call it? AirDrop or something crap like that, right? For an iPhone user. And whenever she got the photo, it was fuzzy. And we were like, is it because we don't have an iPhone? So yeah. Usually when you're a couple, opposites attract, and those are pretty much good together. And you don't want to pretty much be with someone who's the exact same as you because you're going to get each other's nerves. Not saying you won't get on each other's nerves when you're opposites, because certain things are a little murky, where you like, I don't understand this, but I'm gonna go ahead with it. So yeah, as an iPhone analogy, yeah, iPhones suck. I'm sorry, I don't understand them at all.
Once you develop that it is what it is mentality, a lot of things will stop bothering you. Now, I truly understand this because I think for the most part, when you get into a marriage or even a relationship, you focus on the little things and you start to realize, okay, why? Why does it have to be like this? It could be like this. But as time passes, you start to realize more important things in the marriage, which is both of you being together. And then you just go about it like, it is what it is. This is, I guess, unconditional love is how you would define it, because now it doesn't bother you as much or at all. Why? Because you're still with this person. That's who they are. And that's just their little quirks. No one is perfect, but it's all about being perfect for each other together. That's what matters. So, hey, it is what it is.
So when I saw the meme, I think I took it very differently. I looked at it as, you're doing whatever she wants, and then instead of you arguing, I took it as, once you get past this is what it is, you'll be much happier and we're not going to argue. That's how I took it. So I don't know if I'm taking it the wrong way. I just looked at this, I'm like, nah, I'm not having this. It's not going to be, it is what it is. I'm like, either we're going to come to some type of agreement, because I'm not going to be folding every single time you want to do something. But that's just how I took it, just looking at the meme.
If we talk, you're not single. We are in a pending relationship. Isn't that the way it goes? I'll even go deeper. I've said this before about men. You give us a smile, ladies, we're in a pending relationship because you looked at us in a nice way. You talk to us. Hey, we're already in a pending relationship. This goes in our heads. Does it make sense? Is it logical? No, it's not. But you don't know what it's like to be a man and have a penis, okay? It's irrational. Uptown doesn't always agree with downtown. So that's how it goes. So, ladies, I'm gonna be real with you. This is something that truly happens with men, especially if your aesthetic appeal is in the high 8, 9, and 10. That's how we take it. So, yes, if we're talking and we have a conversation now, we're getting sentences out, we're getting paragraphs, we're almost going in a soliloquy. Yes, we are in a pending relationship because that's how we take it.
Time out. See, that's not how I look at it. So if we are talking, we're just talking until there are words of, okay, we are in a relationship. I'm not taking it that way. I was like, if we're not saying, okay, me and you are dating and this is a relationship, I'm not taking it that way. So I don't agree with this meme. So it's like, yeah, if we're talking, we're in a pending relationship. Nah, because I'm talking to a lot of different people. That don't mean I'm in a relationship with all them people. No. So I took that differently.
Now, for all of you watching, viewers, it is different growing up in Jay Sexy's world. My girlfriend wanted a cat. I didn't want a cat. So we compromised and got a cat. It's always been said, what is it, happy wife, happy life? There is truth to that. I don't know why. I don't know how, when it comes to getting things and compromising, a compromise should be meaning both for both people. But it seems that if a woman really wants something, then the compromise is this. We're going to get it, okay? I don't know why that's how it is. I feel it's different when it comes to animals because this is a living being. If the other person doesn't want it, I don't think you can count on that person to really take care of of a pet. So that's how I take the meme. But in other things, yes. Why? I'm not sure. Ladies, tell us how you have this voodoo about compromise and still getting your way. Let us know in the comments because I'm very curious. I've been confused all my life. Please, give me a clue.
See, that's where I'm different. If she wants a cat, I'm not an animal person. And then she's like, oh, we are compromising. Like, we compromise on your own because we ain't going to be dating if that's going to be the case. If I ain't trying to have a cat, I ain't having no cat. It's like, I thought the meme was funny though. But it's like, when it comes to compromise, we both get something we want. And here, I'm not getting what I want. So, nah. I'm like, bye-bye, boo-boo, because we gonna break up. So, that's your compromise.
What my relationships are built on. The green, a small sliver. Mutual respect, trust, and understanding. The big slice of pie, which is insult-based humor. Yes, this, I feel, is truly a male pie. Why? Because men grow up together and our friendship is relied upon who bags on the other person better. Now, bag being insult, humor. Again, for all of you that are not of my generation, that's what bag means. That's what we know. That's what we grow up on. And women, I think the exception is if women grow up with brothers, then those are the exception. Otherwise, women don't understand that if we are playing with you, that means we like you more. But what us men don't know is we need to set a line because we don't know that they don't know. So that gets into realism. Ladies, the more we insult you, I don't like using that word, but the more we clown on you, there you go. That just means the more feelings we have of like, and they could turn into love. It takes a special woman to be able to handle this. Most women can't. But yes, this is a pie that I completely understand, and my wife has taken that. But after so many years, my wife has realized, hey, I'm not your friend, I'm your wife. Now I know where the line is because she drew it.
Okay, so when I saw this, I didn't understand it at first. I'm like, what type of relationship is this where the respect part is so much of a sliver? So I was like, and how Mafuchi just said, I'm like, okay, so must be a dude relationship where it's like it's just bros or something like that, because I'm like, there's no way on God's green earth a woman's gonna take this, right? So I was like, yeah, this makes no sense. I'm like, why is this a meme now? So yeah, so it has to be like something just geared towards guys, because there's no way on this planet that the green should be a sliver. That should be majority of the pie.
When I say that's crazy, the small green sliver, something is actually crazy. The morsel of the pie, I haven't been listening to a word you've been saying. Now, yes, that's me. I'm sure it describes a big portion of the men. It is what it is, okay? Here's the thing. There is a difference between listening and hearing. I heard you, but listening, I think, deals more with retention, and it didn't retain. I'm sorry. I wanted you to get your point across, and then just say at the end what I need to say, either okay, honey, or one of the things. That's crazy. It is a real thing, and I think for the most part, on Jay's side, he has more of a great marriage, so he may not understand these things, but for the other side of the coin that live with these marriages, yes, that is what we do, and we live and die by it until the wife doesn't take it anymore, and then we end up in divorce court. So you gotta really play this well, man. And after a while, you are going to have to retain by listening. Trust me.
I completely understand this one. Because most guys just don't listen when it comes to speaking to women in general. So I understand this one completely. When something is actually crazy, I'm listening. I was like, that don't sound right at all. So yeah, most part, like I when my wife speaks, I'm paying attention because I need to like repeat back, make sure I heard what I think I heard, and I listened to it correctly. So yeah, like most guys, I perfectly agree and understand this one compared to the last one. So yeah, most guys don't listen and until you say something that's sexual, then they'll perk right up.
Marriage lets you annoy one special person for the rest of your life. Yes, that is the case. Not just on my end, although I think I do more of the annoying just because I'm a bro. I grew up with bros, and I do tend to sometimes treat my wife as a bro who is not a bro. She is my wife. But yes, on her end as well, there are certain things that annoy me, but I'm like, okay, she's my wife. It is what it is, right? That's how it goes. That is the case. You have chosen one person for unconditional love. Now, marriage is not all about sunshine and rainbows and whatnot. Not always the good things. Again, not always Disney relationships. We get down to the nitty gritty, the things you don't see, the things we don't tell anyone about because it doesn't put us in a good light, number one. But yeah, you're going to annoy that person for the rest of your life. But again, true love, because they will take your crap. For my wife, she has taken my crap all the times I've annoyed her, and to this day, I love her more and more. So, love you, honey.
Yeah, I looked at this a different way. I don't like to look at it as like you're being annoying to the person because I hate being annoyed. So that wouldn't work. So I probably wouldn't have gotten married if I thought had that kind of mindset. I know there's times you can get on someone's nerves. I'm like annoying them for the rest of your life. Does that seem like a happy marriage if you're annoying them? You know, I understand where Mafuchi is coming from, but it's like, I don't want to be annoyed for the rest of my life. That's going to make me die faster.
Jay, the only thing I ask for this Christmas is if you can get me a quick statement from your wife, how she feels after so many attempts, so many times, on you trying to have her watch Bridgerton. Please, by all means, 'tis the season.
Hey, I tried recently too. So it was like, I think I was working from home. I think it was during like my lunch break. I happened to be watching it. I was like, oh, look, all the bad scenes that you don't like are gone. Come watch with me. And she just walked out. So there you go.
Marriage is not a word. It's a sentence. It's a life sentence. And yes, that's exactly what it is. Because when you agree to marry a person, it's supposed to be for the rest of your life. Now, of course, exceptions, people don't do that, but yes, that is what it is. You sign the paper, you sign on a dotted line, just like when you sign for a house, you sign for a car. Those are commitments, but this is the only one that is for life. Unless you're a criminal, then it's a totally different situation. But again, if you're with the right person, it won't seem like it's a bad thing. It's a good thing. Now, again, maybe certain times when both of you are not seeing eye to eye, maybe it seems like you're in prison or behind bars, but for the most part, yes, a life sentence. Please try your best to choose the right partner, or if you luck out like I did and you got a good one, then even better. So, life sentence, okay on this side.
I like this one. I thought it was hilarious. I looked at it as more of like if you're in a bad marriage, yes, it's gonna feel like a life sentence and you can't wait till someone goes. That's how I looked at it. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, I just looked, I was like, okay. I looked at it, I was like, very interesting. I just think about people who are in bad marriages when I see this meme.
Marriage is simple. Your wife does whatever she wants, and you do whatever she wants. Again, this leans towards the women. For however, whenever this started, that women seem to get their way. I don't know how it started. Ladies, put that in the comments because it is true for the most part. Why? Here's my theory, because men, I think, are better at not wanting conflict, but women will go there under the guise of, look, I need you to really see my point here, and I'm going to continue so you can see my, really pounding it in. And by the end, I think we're just beaten down and say, okay, just, it is what it is, all right? Just go ahead, do what you want. You win, all right? It's, again, not a bad thing. But if it keeps happening, then maybe you have to revisit the marriage. But I feel that this is a true thing. I've heard this before from other couples. Like, just give her what she wants and let her be happy. Like, well, where does that leave us, really? What are we here for? Is it love? Is it in love? Or like, I found someone that'll let me, for the most part, have my way when I really want it.
See, when I see this, I don't want to say I get offended. It's like, I couldn't put up with that crap. If like, yeah, you're going to do what your wife wants to do anyway. I'm like, that's not how this is going to work. I'm more stubborn in that way. I'm like, if we can't agree and it's always going to be your way, I'm not having it. I can't. That would get on my nerves, and my very last nerve. So either we going to split having our way, because it's just going to be your way, it's going to be the highway, because I'm not having it.
If your relationship feels like the Olympics, you're playing too many games. Now, this one for sure. But I think I've seen it more on screen with TV dramas, high school dramas, things of that nature. I'm sure, Jay, on Bridgerton, this is a thing, so you can talk about it when it's your turn. But a marriage is not supposed to be a game, all right? It's not supposed to be a con. It's not supposed to be anything about that. It's supposed to be two people wanting to be together with a life sentence for the rest of their lives and dealing with it is what it is moment. So, yeah, have my wife and I played games before? I'm sure we have. Subconsciously, I'm sure I played it more than her because, again, I just get into what I want. Being a narcissist, being selfish. But, yeah, a marriage is not supposed to be games unless they're on board or video games. Otherwise, no. I mean, if this is happening, then please revisit the marriage. Try to figure it out because that's not the way it's supposed to go, all right? Even if it's a good game, it's not the game you want to be in. Even if it's Olympics and you get a gold medal for playing the best game, no, please don't. This is the one time you don't want the gold.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, that's a no for me, dog. It's like, I can't play games. I don't like games. Even like on Bridgerton, Anthony and Kate, they were playing games knowing they want each other, but being stubborn back in those days, you gotta like, I already made my commitment, so I gotta follow through, even though this is not what I want, and you don't want it either, type of thing. So, yeah, if you're in that type of relationship where you have to play games and you enjoy playing games, you have no business being in a relationship.
Him. What size fry do you want? Me. Oh, I just want a small. Him. She'll have a large. Me. She's ready for marriage. Yes, this is true. I knew this before I heard from other people. That if your wife, number one, if you're going to go get food and you ask her what she wants and she says nothing, no. Do that because she's going to take your food. You get her the stuff that she likes and then she'll appreciate that more. If you are with a woman that actually doesn't appreciate that and says, oh, I didn't want anything, you didn't listen. No, 9 times out of 10, you'll take my stuff and then I won't get what I want. And I don't want to order more of my stuff. So here's your stuff, especially with fries. There's no small, okay? I don't know why places sell small. Medium should be the small. And large, that's just, you're gonna be taken for your partner if you didn't get her own. Please, get the big fry. Get a big fry for her. That way you can get a medium fry for yourself. Because the only reason you get the big is for her. Get her own, please. Fries are a serious business in marriage, in relationships. I don't know why, but they are.
I'm going to be honest. When I first read this, I wasn't thinking about food at all. I thought this was going a completely different direction. So I was like, let me reread it And I still went to my first conclusion. So I was like, are we really talking about food here? Or are we talking about something else? That was my first initial thought. But granted, my wife says my mind goes to the gutter all the time. So, nevertheless. So yeah, Mafuchi is correct, partly. Yeah, I'm like, if you say you want something, that's what you're gonna get messing with me. It's like, I want it small, you getting it small. So yeah, I partially agree with Mafuchi. I'm not spending extra money if I ain't got to. If you say you don't want nothing, you ain't getting nothing. I'm not gonna buy extra food. That's gonna go to waste. I hate spending money and then it's not being used or eaten or anything like that.
So Jay, knock knock.
Who's there?
Bofa.
Bofa who?
Bofa these nuts. So, for all of you somebodies that have been watching, you made it to the end, thank you so much. And by the way, if you're feeling seasony with Christmas, please click the like, click the subscribe, or click both, and we will love the gifts because that's one for each. One for me and one for Jay. And also, in the comments section, if you have time, because I know you're probably celebrating, please let us know any topics that you would like to talk about, and Jay and I will get right on it. We will get right on top of it, just like we do with our wives. So, thank you again for spending a little bit of time with us on this Merry Christmas. And again, we wish you well. For Mr. Mafuchi, Jay, we will see you next time.
Later.